All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday. It's Gimme 5 time. I think you're going to enjoy this. We're going to end the Gimme 5 this afternoon with something that is going to stick in your head the whole weekend long. It's a song parody about Donald Trump that we're bringing back from the primaries. You're going to love it. I promise you that. All right. This is something that someone had put together a montage of what Obama does best. And what Barack Obama does best is he trashes the United States of America. Our history, our policies, just our being. He loves it. He loves doing it. He gets a big kick out of it. So I bring you some of the highlights from that montage, and it really is nauseating, but it'll be worth sticking around because of the song at the end. Watch.
We didn't think through all the implications of what we did. You know, when you see the dropping of cluster bombs, trying to figure out how that was going to be effective, particularly since part of the job was to win over hearts and minds. With the benefit of hindsight, we'd have to say that a lot of those consequences were not ones that served our interests.
Yeah, we drop cluster bombs. Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. We're just evil people. But he didn't stop there. Watch this oldie but goodie.
The way that Native Americans were treated was tragic.
We're a nation that was founded on the belief in the dignity of every human being. Sometimes we've struggled to stay true to that belief.
If you see the environment destroyed, it's not because that's necessary for development. It's usually because we're being lazy. Look, the United States is still learning how to do this, and we've been at it a long time. But we used to have terrible pollution everywhere.
We're lazy. We treat Native Americans poorly. We cluster bomb. This is the President of the United States because that's his feeling about this country. When Michelle Obama campaigned for him in 2008, her stump speech was in part, we are a downright mean nation. Go read the New Yorker magazine article from 2008 cover story about Michelle Obama. Her whole stump speech is in there. When every time you try to pick yourself up, this country kicks you back down. That's what the Obamas really think about America. And there's more.
Given our history here, I believe that the United States has a moral obligation to help Laos heal. For 9 years, there was a secret war in which the United States was dropping bombs on this country. As a result of that conflict and its aftermath, many people fled or were driven from their homes.
The United States dropped more bombs on Laos than Germany and Japan during World War II.
What's that country again? Boy, he's describing an evil country. What is that? The United States? Oh, ugh, what a bunch of bad people. Yeah, and by the way, talk about making a recruiting tool for a video for ISIS and the people that hate us. Every time he opens his mouth. Oh, it is much more.
The United States dropped more than 2 million tons of bombs here in Laos.
You can see some of these displays showing everything that landed on relatively simple homes like this.
As one Laotian said, the bombs fell like rain. Villages and entire valleys were obliterated. The ancient plain of jars was devastated. Countless civilians were killed.
Okay, this is all while he's overseas in Laos. Most recently, as you saw there, in September of this year. If I were to play you from day one in 2008, his famous speech to the Arab world, the Muslim world, if I were to play you from that speech on every time he bashed the country he represents, overseas or at the UN, we'd be here for weeks. That's who he is. That's who he will always be at his core. And it has nothing to do with his skin color. At least the reason I'm saying this has nothing to do with his skin color. Maybe that has something to do with the way he feels about America. I don't know. But any president who would do something as despicable as that, I would bring it to you. Now, a great man who happens to share the same skin color, Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas talking about this country and its institutions at the Heritage Foundation. Watch.
There's always hope, but this city is broken in some ways. I've been here now most of my life now, and I think that we have become very comfortable with not thinking things through and debating things. That's one of the things I love about the court. You can actually talk to people about things.
All right. Now, you might say he's criticizing. Oh, he's criticizing the climate here. He's not overseas saying we treat Native Americans like crap, we're lazy, Americans are this, Americans are that, we bombed you. There's no comparison. No comparison. And I love hearing from Clarence Thomas because it's so rare that you do. Here's more.
And I think that we have decided that rather than confront the disagreements and the differences of opinion, we'll just simply annihilate the person who disagrees with me. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work in a republic or in a civil society.
Yeah. And certainly the media on the left does that. The left, they don't want freedom of speech. They want their speech. Many on the left want to ban climate change deniers, and some want to lock them up. So much for freedom of speech. One more.
At some point, we have got to recognize that we're destroying our institutions and we're undermining our institutions. And we're going to destroy them. The day's going to come, if it's not already here, when we need the institution and the integrity of the institution. So even when you disagree with people, you notice in my opinions, I don't attack personally my colleagues. I disagree with them strongly because I think it's important for me to leave them standing and to leave the institution standing and to sharply have the contrast and the points of view.
The great Clarence Thomas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I promised you a song that will stick in your head. It's a great song parody. And watch the guy who makes an appearance at the end of this. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.
Mr. Trump, you've called women you don't like fat pigs, slobs, dogs, and disgusting animals. What do you have to say about that?
Trump said hello, I think I'm going to run. But he said that before and it was only just for fun. They said he'd never disclose his funds, but when he finally did, the establishment was stunned. He's Trump, he's in your head. He's Trump, a Republican. In the first debate, Trump was singled out. They said he'd eat his words, but he ended all those doubts. 24 million people tuned in. That never could have happened if it wasn't for him. He's Trump, he's in your head. He's Trump, is that what he said?
I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. But they're losers. They're just losers. I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. I'm really, really, really rich. Somebody's doing the raping, Don. I will build a great, great wall. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired.
Trump has made a few questionable quotes, but that's because he has no fear of rocking the boat. He's got a wife that's a perfect 10. Is he going to make America great again? He's Trump, he's in the lead? He's Trump, will he succeed? Can Donald Trump be president? I think so. Can Donald Trump be president? I think so. Can Donald Trump be president? I think so. Can Donald Trump be president? I think so.
That's it? That's a wrap. Thanks.